We're live.
Are we live? Are we live?
Welcome.
This is live.
Are we live? Are we live? Am I gonna ruin Caleb Williams' rookie year? Am I gonna make him not want to go to the Bears?
Dude,
We are live.
JSN deserves a freaking apology for that right now. Jesus Christ.
Man, JSN was trying to warn everybody.
Well, I remember when Bears fans were so hyped about Shane Waldron, and I was telling them on Twitter, like, he sucks.
Yeah.
And it's a whole lot worse than we thought. Because Caleb Williams knew it to draft up. He did not want to play forever for Shane Waldron.
No one wanted to play. Yeah, no, he didn't want to play for Eberflus or Waldron. He knew. He knew.
And like, did you read the article?
I did. Or I read most of it. I think I read on my break, so I got cut short.
Yeah. It was pretty. He at one point he just accepted his fate of like, I guess I'm gonna turn it around. Basically, like his dad wanted him to like sign with a UFL team, and for
sign with the UFL. He was trying to force his way to the Vikings. I saw after he met with the combine.
He wanted to go to the Vikings.
And they're like, but they knew he wouldn't trade the first pick to a division rival. So
no, that was. I mean, his dad's kind of right. That CBA is awful for rookies,
right?
That whole story, man, just craziness. And if Caleb did that, he would have been blackballed to hell.
Absolutely.
Example of him.
I'm surprised that didn't get out there. Like the fact that all that was going on behind closed doors and it never got like revealed. Like that's actually surprising that we're just learning about this now.
I do remember the Caleb film thing was known during the season. They didn't really have anyone to watch.
Well, I remember them talking about that during after Waldron got fired. I remember them talking about that.
Me too. So, but man, that UFL stuff and the Viking stuff, that was tight-lipped.
That was wild.
Him and the Vikings would have been pretty fun. I won't lie.
Oh, jeez, man. Can you imagine? Could you imagine what they did with Darnold and replacing that with Caleb this year? Granted, they wouldn't have started Darnold over Caleb, I guess. So,
yeah, no, that was a bombshell article, man. This kind of came out of left field too. Like,
it's random Thursday afternoon in May.
But it's like, this guy's writing this book.
This whole time they made it. Honestly, after the draft, like the weeks leading up to the draft and after the draft, it really seemed like Caleb was excited to be a Bear. And now after reading this article, I'm like, oh man, it was all an act. It was all an act. The claw and everything, it was all an act.
Oh yeah. That's right. Well, I think he accepted his fate. I think he's pretty excited now that he's
now they got Johnson, yeah.
Johnson, some shiny new toys with Burden and Loveland.
Yep.
And better O-line.
Much better O-line, especially on the interior.
Dude, Bears. Last year I was not buying the Bears. You can look at that. I was with Daniel on that. I was like, Walford sucks. And this year I'm kind of buying it, man. I like what they got on offense.
Yeah. We shall see. They got a tough road ahead of them, though. They do have a tough road ahead of them.
That is not an easy division to be in.
And having to play the AFC North and the NFC East.
I think they're going to make a lot of progress this year, but it won't be there just yet. I think they got to do a little bit more on defense, but they're getting there, man. They're getting there.
Yeah, they're building a good team.
Hey, you got Darrell Taylor.
I know Darrell Taylor's on the Texans now.
Oh no! I remember when Seahawks fans melted down over that shit.
He didn't even.
Speaking of Seahawks fans,
he lasted this season. Never mind.
Speaking of Seahawks fans, though, or Seahawks, Pete Carroll gave an interview to 710.
Oh really?
Yesterday, yeah. I think he tried to paint it that he took the fall so John wouldn't get fired. I don't know how much I believe that, and it was very much read between the lines on that. But that's how I kind of read it. Was he was like, yeah, I wanted John to have the chance. I
John was
think
there
they were
longer
probably
than
going to
Kurt.
stick with John no matter what. I think his drafting's been quite good lately, and it was the coaching that was the problem. So I
Yeah.
found that pretty interesting. I wish him the best, though. I miss him. You know, he still looks full of energy. But it was an interesting interview. And then they had Mayock on too about this next draft. It's just like, geez, bangers today. Like two of my all-time favorites.
What's Mayock even up to nowadays?
I don't know. But you know what he should be up to? Being on NFL Network.
Yeah, right.
I mean, he's still got it.
Sounds like
man.
NFL Network's gonna get bought by ESPN here soon. So.
Oh damn, Mayock still got it, man. He still got it.
Yeah.
He really liked the Seahawks draft picks. Loved Zabel. He's really high on Milroe, even though he's like he shouldn't play until year 3, which is like, yeah, I agree. Or it starts, until year 3. I was like, yeah, no, you're right. He loved Arroyo. What was the one he was iffy on? I can't remember. Oh yeah, he was like he was like maybe they should have drafted another O-lineman early. That was the only thing he kind of had for it. But he liked this draft a lot, which is, I mean, hey, Mayock's drafting was quite dog shit in the early rounds, but what I remember about Mayock is his time before being the Raiders GM, where he was just
he got Max Crosby in the 4th round. That worked out pretty well. Hunter Renfrow in the 4th round.
He shared some stories about both of them. Yeah. Like, I think he got asked, like, have you ever gotten on the field and been like, oh, wow, we forgot somebody, or this is a problem. And he shared some interesting stories. It's like with Max Crosby, I mean, you can tell right away, just length, bendiness, motor. With Hunter Renfrow, the first 2 days of practice, he was getting eaten alive by safeties, and Gruden was like, why'd you pick him? And he was like, just give him some time. Give him a couple days. He'll figure it out. By the second day, he absolutely torched that guy like 5 times in practice in a row, which I thought was some pretty good insight. And then he fell on his sort of, I screwed up by Cleveland Farrell.
Yeah, right.
So it was a really, I just love Mike Mayock. I guess I'm a little biased, but it was a really fun interview.
I'll say, and was Mayock in there in 2021? Yeah, he was. Okay. His day 3 drafts were not bad. Like, looking at his 2021 draft, actually, hang on here, because obviously Alex Leatherwood, horrible bust.
Yeah. Hey, to be fair, you loved Alex Leatherwood.
I loved Alex Leatherwood.
Not where he was picked. Yeah.
Not where he was picked. I knew it was a terrible pick where he was picked. But Merrick in the 2nd round was pretty good. Malcolm Kuntz and Divine Diablo in the 3rd round were really good picks. You got Nate Hobbs in the 5th round.
That's a good pick.
Let's see, 2020. Again, Henry Ruggs, a bust, but beat most.
I loved Henry Ruggs.
Things outside of his own control.
You can't blame Mayock for that.
Right. John Simpson. He's the guy that just got paid in New York. That's funny.
Yeah,
Anyways, the year before that, 2020 wasn't a great. Amik Robertson, the 4th. That's a good pick at 139.
That's a good pick.
John Simpson just got paid by the Jets.
He shut down Jeddah.
Yeah. John Simpson. How did he get in the Ravens? Hold on. That's funny, actually. Simpson was selected, made his first career start September 2020. He was cut. He was just straight up cut in December 2022. And then he signed to the Ravens practice squad. But then he started for him and ended up actually getting a pretty good contract in New York. So that's funny. But anyways, so he turned into a decent guard. And then, Lynn Bowden, Damon Arnett, Hunter. It's like the later rounds, the day 3s, actually, he did all right for himself.
I think Mayock really overthought things in the 1st round.
Yeah.
With Leatherwood and Farrell.
Yeah. I mean, he got Josh Jacobs.
Josh Jacobs,
Max Crosby. Foster Moreau's had a nice career.
Yeah.
Hunter Renfro, like his day threes in Oakland and Vegas were pretty good actually.
He's the one who found Darren Waller, right?
Yeah. Yep, that's true. That's true. So he also executed the trade for Antonio Brown.
I can't blame him too much for that, man.
That's fair. But it's still kind of funny because history will show that was him.
It will.
That was their last year in Oakland too. It'd be funny to think about. Funny to even picture AB in Oakland because obviously it never happened. But like,
no, they already moved. I think.
No, 2019. I remember because that was their last year because the Bengals played in Oakland that year.
Oh, you're right. You're right. I remember the game I always like to watch is at like week 17 Raiders Broncos. Vance Joseph getting fired game with what's his name? That longtime Bucks running back just trucking some dude.
Oh, what's his name? Oh, Doug Martin.
Doug Martin just absolutely tore. I might be big Kareem Jackson, which was just poetic.
Even better.
Just absolutely. That was the very much of both teams were playing for nothing. We want it more. I love those.
Vance Joseph being the Broncos head coach a few years ago makes the fact that he's like a pretty good DC for them now even funnier.
It does.
How many coaches are the head coach somewhere, get fired, and come back in a lesser role?
Very few.
I was going to say, in recent history, Vance Joseph has to be the only one.
Yeah.
Like, I remember them talking about saying, and I think it was Ben Albright who had this, but the Broncos weren't going to hire Sean Payton because him and Vic Fangio were a package deal, and Vic Fangio wasn't going to want to come back to Denver. And it's funny, he ended up bringing Vance Joseph, who apparently wanted to come back to Denver.
Oh, and then it was a little messy, too, because they wanted to keep Evero, but Evero was a big-time Hackett guy. I was like, no, fuck you guys. You fired Hackett.
Right. Just funny to think anybody could be a big-time Hackett.
I know. It's like, that's a bad that's a bad horse to hit your wagon to there.
Right. But he's a great DC, honestly. He's built a pretty good defense in Carolina, even. Which
he has. After trading, what's his name? It's off season. I'm just not sharp on the names. Edge rusher, Giants.
Brian Burns.
Mm-hmm. I love Brian Burns coming out of college. I knew it was pipe dreams to be there for the Seahawks. All right. Shall we talk about some schedule fun?
Let's do it. So the schedule got released last night, of course. The teams all put out their little reveals. I gotta say, and I remember calling you about this last night.
Yeah.
Saying I feel like the Colts ripped off the Jaguars with the Minecraft idea. Not the Jaguars, the Chargers. Sorry, I watched them, and I think the Colts is funnier.
Even though they deleted it.
Even though they deleted it. Well, they had to because, and it's funny too, is that Tyreek's agent put out a statement that Tyreek thought it was funny. Like he wasn't offended by it. Jumped the gun on that one, Indy. But then also, I guess it violated their deal with Microsoft or something, so I don't know.
Oh, bummer.
So
it was pretty fun.
Take it down. It was hilarious, though. I loved it. They actually did a great job. They had and I didn't even know what this was supposed to be, but you know how like Nashville's like the bachelorette party capital of the world.
Yeah,
they had him on the bachelorette party bus running over Will Levis while he.
I know they ran over poor Will Levis, man.
Oh,
I remember when the draft was in Nashville and they're interviewing like the bachelorette party that was just devastated. It's like we can't go anywhere. There's people everywhere.
Well, shut down for the draft.
That was too funny. You guys screwed yourself on that one.
Yeah, you should have done a little bit of research beforehand. Oh man, but what was it gonna be? Oh shoot. It was man, there were some good ones in the Colts video. I'm just trying to remember them. The Tyreek Hill one was hilarious. The Tyreek Hill one was a classic. The Chargers one, though, I will say, sticking with the Minecraft theme, it was funny because they had the Chargers, Chiefs, and Broncos all in like these mansions, and then the Raiders are in like a shitty little shack you build when like your first time ever playing Minecraft.
The dirt house, baby.
Dirt house. Oh man. Oh man. And then then they had the QR code, which is a classic at this point, the QR code that links Raiders fans to job boards. But this time excuse me. This time, if you followed it, it took you on like a wild goose chase of like QR codes that you had to keep scanning over and over and over again. And it was basically like teasing him, like, oops, that was the wrong QR code. Use this one instead. Oh, still the wrong one. Promise this is the last one. We lied. Still one more. And then it was the meme of the guy with like the diamonds right behind the
Oh yeah,
mound. He's like, come on, you don't want to be this guy. One more QR code, we promise. And the last one was like, wow, you spent all your time scanning QR codes. You really do need a new job, or you really do need a job.
Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome.
I love how I don't know why the Chargers are always roasting the Raiders fans, man. I mean, I do know why, but I love Raiders fans. They're hilarious.
I love Raiders fans.
They're a great bunch. They're a great bunch. Shall we get into? Are there any more schedule?
Of course, the Jags. The Jags. That great one.
The Jags.
Our boy Ashton Hall. Ashton Hall, come on the podcast.
Ashton Hall, please. Now we know he's apparently marketing himself out. Come
on the pod. Like they don't even have a release schedule. They just have like a 5-second picture at the end.
That's one thing I noticed with a lot of the schedule release videos this year that was kind of lame. And this has been a recent trend where they make the whole video about like finding the schedule or making the schedule. And I prefer the videos where like the schedule like slowly gets like revealed over the course of like 3-4 minutes, and they have like little tidbits about each team.
The Ravens one last year was really funny. I like Stavros Halkias a lot. So the fact they had him do that and like get a bunch of hijinks and spending John Harbaugh's money, that was very funny. But that was the genre of delivering the schedule.
Yeah, delivering the schedule. I mean, you can do that while still revealing stuff about the schedule, but this year it was just kind of like a bunch of like, they would have little bits and then reveal the schedule at the end without any build up or anything, really.
Yeah, the Seahawks. I like the Seahawks one. The 90s action figure commercial. That was funny.
Yeah, that was good.
My favorite was the comes with a replica of the Kingdom bathroom. And it's like the trough urinals.
Powdered soap.
Powdered soap in the sink. And many old head Seahawks fans will tell you that you always walking on a drunk guy peeing in the sink.
Oh, I bet.
That was the urinal. And then that was in like the main video for like 5 seconds, but they made like a 30-second version of it too, of just the men's bathroom, all the features in it. And I think I sent it to you, and that was really
fun. You did. I remember seeing that this day, yeah.
I love how they're like the one that like oh, this isn't very exciting was the Arizona Cardinals. And they had a Cardinal playing video games. Like they've been trolling Kyler so much about that. And then oh no, here's the 49ers spewing 90s nostalgia.
Well, the funny thing is the Rams and the Rams got what's her face? The Asian girl that was on Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
Oh, London Tipton?
Yeah, London Tipton. That's not her real name, but the person who plays London Tipton, yeah. They got her to pretend to be a news reporter, and she said the same thing about the Niners just living off 90s nostalgia. And that's like, oh, wow, 2 division rivals saying the same thing. That's kind of funny.
Yeah. I've been saying this for as long as we have the podcast. Just nobody cares about the Cardinals. They are just the least threatening, and that embodies that feeling of the Arizona Cardinals. I love the Steelers action figure was like a steel bar. And then for some reason there was a fat raccoon was the Tennessee Titans. I don't know that joke.
Oh, that's because their mascot's a raccoon for some reason.
Oh,
That no one can
okay.
figure out. I don't know. It's a raccoon the state animal of Tennessee? Like, that's my only theory.
Yeah, that's cool.
Hold on. Why is the Titans mascot a raccoon? Second result. Raccoon's the state animal of Tennessee. Okay, that
What a
makes
shitty state animal.
I know, right? It's literally a
Here's a good
trash
one.
panda.
Do you know the state rock of Washington?
No freaking clue.
Oh, I know this one because it's kind of clever. It's a kind of a trick question. It's petrified wood because of like Mount St. Helens.
Yeah, that's actually funny.
That's like the only state blank thing I know.
Yeah, petrified wood. Look at that.
Yeah.
State gem is that's just state rock. State gem.
Oh,
Wow.
same thing.
No, I mean it's just kind of funny. It's like, really, petrified wood's your gem?
Yeah, we're the only state with a horrible natural disaster involving volcanoes. In I guess Hawaii, but like not to the extent of Mount St. Helens. You can see like old news reports of like ash
if you
everywhere.
count geologic, like just like I guess volcano, very specific.
It hasn't happened yet. No, ours happened. Yellowstone has not happened yet.
Oh, I wasn't going to talk about what Yellowstone. I just if you put earthquakes and volcanoes in the same like category, then California gets those.
Well, does California have volcanoes?
They do, but they're all dormant at this point.
See,
but they do, but the San Andreas Fault is like really fault line.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, earthquakes and volcanoes I'd separate. That's our thing. Don't take my volcanoes from me.
All I'm saying is I would
eruption.
put them in the same category. Like they're geologic. Like they're not weather. They're different.
Yeah.
I think they're scarier. I don't know. I'm more scared of geologic things like volcanoes and earthquakes and tsunamis than like hurricanes or tornadoes.
Me too.
I don't know. I've never lived in the Midwest or the East Coast though, so I've never had to worry about either of those things.
True.
So, all right, my friend. Speaking of the Midwest and the East Coast, shall we get into the schedule here?
Let's do it.
Quite a little bit of representation from those two regions here early. The season starts September 4th. You know, fun quirk, the earliest possible date an NFL season can start, September 4th.
How fun. That's awesome.
We got early.
I hate we have to wait a week until September for football.
Yep.
That's the worst. Like, we have in college football in August and football starting at the first weekend of September.
Yep.
Mwah.
Not even last week in August, yeah. Next year, though, the problem is the way the calendar works, obviously, is next year it will be the latest possible start, which I believe is September 11th, I think.
Horrible.
I know.
Watch out, Bills. Sean McDermott.
Well, Cincinnati will be hosting that game, so it'll be okay. Anyway,
yeah, that's an all-time bad. That's Sean McDermott, Bills 9/11 thing.
That's rough, man. That's really rough. But anyways, Cowboys Eagles here. Good start to the season, I think. Obviously, and I think if you look at the Eagles' home schedule, it wasn't great. Like Rams probably would have been a better pick. But let's be honest, they were always going to pick the Cowboys. You kidding?
Oh yeah,
it was always going to be the Cowboys.
If they can have the Cowboys be on opening day, they can do it.
Yep. And Cowboys Eagles is such a big rivalry too.
It is
obvious choice. The return of Dak. Look at those tickets, $349.
Jesus Christ. When we're done with this, I want to take a look at the Seahawks preseason schedule. See if we could maybe arrange.
Oh yeah. We'll look into that. Then we send the Chiefs to Brazil. Hopefully they don't come back.
Oh, that's in Brazil.
Yeah. Friday night.
I was thinking about this. This smells like a possible Chiefs loss because hardcore teams are tough to play. If they come out soft, that's going to be a tough game to win.
That's true, but the Chiefs seem to own the Chargers the past few years.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know. Even the years the Chargers are good, the Chiefs seem to own them. Then we get into it here. Penix first week 1 against the Bucks.
That'll be fun.
Battle of Ohio early in the season. 5.5 point favorites. Bet on Cleveland. I'll just say that much.
You're such a pessimist for that game.
I'm such a pessimist. Okay, we did sweep the Browns last year, so it's more of a week 1 thing than a Cleveland thing at this point. Because I'm still very much a pessimist when it comes to week 1 Bengals games. I might go do charity work that morning. It'll be a better use of my time.
Get some good karma for a win, hopefully.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I got some good karma. Let's see other standout games here. Justin Fields' revenge game here. Jets, Steelers. Cam Ward debut against the Broncos. Niners, Hawks in the afternoon.
I know. That'll be fun.
Week 1.
That'll be fun. Are we going to be wearing the rivalry jerseys for that?
I think so. I think what they said is the rivals jerseys are each team's first division game. Or each team's first home division game.
I'm excited to see what they do. I have no clue. I have no clue what they're going to do. I feel like we've done most possibilities we can. What I would like to see, as I have come around this idea, for quite some time I've been kind of a staunch, no, keep this LB, starting at LB era jersey, keep that navy blue, just keep it. I have come around to the idea of having, I feel like the rivalries is the perfect chance to do it, is blend the new and the old, right? Switch out the navy with the royal blue from the throwbacks on the current Seahawks jerseys. I think that would be interesting.
Experiment a little bit, yeah.
And therefore, it doesn't become your main jersey. I find that interesting. My worst case scenario is they have those awful 2000s era jerseys.
I don't think they'll do I don't think the rivalry jerseys are meant to be throwbacks. I think they're supposed to be new, like all new concepts, like the NFL City jerseys or NBA City jerseys.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah. I wonder what they'll do then.
Like they're supposed, they're essentially meant to be like city jerseys, like where they're supposed to like have like a special like callback to like the culture of the city itself. I think is what they're going for.
I bet you there's gonna be like trees or fish or something.
I
don't really know what they're gonna do.
They could throw a lot of Native American like imagery in there. But the logo already is a native. It's a totem pole topper.
Yeah,
they could really go ham with that.
I would like that. And I just don't know how much they're gonna be able to do. But I will say this: you know what player I'm gonna get for the rivalry jersey?
Who's that?
I mentioned it a little bit before. My player I want.
Oh. Are you getting a Robbie Oots?
I'm getting a Robbie Oots jersey, baby.
Let's go. Actually, okay, and I will say, there's not been a lot of teases about the rivalry jerseys, except I've heard the Niners rivalry jersey actually is pretty sick.
I think it might be green color.
Yeah.
And
I can see the Niners, because the Niners just, I know we're not a Niners fan podcast, but
they're good colors.
Imagination, but they got a great color scheme.
They do. I can't deny that. They did like a little like jersey color refresh or something like that a couple days ago. I don't know if you caught that.
I did see that, yeah.
And like they kind of updated their logo a little bit, so I think it might be along those lines, is my guess.
Yeah.
But I'm really interested to see what they can do with the Seahawks, because I really don't know how much you can really do. You know, it seems like the colors really already connect to the area's culture. Right.
No, I mean the Seattle sports teams are meant to be green and blue. Like that's their culture.
That's what I was so interested in what the Kraken were going to do. You know, and they threw a kind of fun little curveball, blue and blue.
Blue and blue, right? It was like, let's do Seahawks navy with Mariners teal and see how that looks.
And it looks pretty damn good.
It does look good.
I really like what they did, because I remember I watched the full like several hours long live stream they did on the day of the reveal, and they just kind of went over the whole concept of like they had the logo for a long time, but they're just trying to tinker with it a lot. And then one day, one of like the guys, that's one of the higher ups, came in and just put a little red dot for the eye right there, because they hadn't done that yet. And that was pretty cool story.
Yes,
In that good space and stuff. But yeah, there's a pretty tried and true formula for Seattle sports colors. So we'll see what they decide to do.
$240 or $204 get in price. Sheesh. Compared to 45 in Cleveland.
They have Shedeur Sanders.
Well, they have Shedeur Sanders, except it's probably gonna be Flacco in this game.
No.
Which the
Oh
Bengals
my God!
Flacco,
First
so
take the day after. Why didn't they start Shedeur?
Oh goodness gracious! Yeah, if the Bengals win this game, if the Bengals actually win in Week 1 in Cleveland, First Take's not going to give them any credit. They're just going to make it all about how the Browns lost because they didn't start Shedeur. All right.
Oh, here's what's going to be great. Here's an awesome. Here's like your worst case scenario, though.
Yeah.
The Bengals absolutely kill the Browns. Shedeur gets in at garbage time. Analysis people just don't shut up. Oh my gosh, Shedeur played great.
Yeah, he gets one drive, they get a touchdown, they lose by 24, and he gets a whole First Take analysis on him.
Yep, exactly. That's worst case scenario.
I don't even know if he'll be second string though. He's fourth string right now.
Yeah. He
has to beat out Pickett and Dylan Gabriel still.
Oh, we should talk about some of that stuff. I think we mentioned that Photoshop, basically.
Oh yeah.
Highly edited Pickett hand photo, but then the Browns media guy mouthing, he's shorter than me.
He's shorter than me, yeah.
Browns media, asking the coach, why is Shedeur not getting more snaps? It's like, this is exactly why teams didn't want him. This is why.
You can't. It's bad enough giving that much attention to a fifth string or second string quarterback, let alone a fourth string quarterback, who would be fifth if Deshaun was healthy. So
yeah,
just really bad. But moving forward with the schedule here, before we get too sidetracked, welcome back to the Sidetrack Podcast, by the way.
Missed you, folks.
Lions Packers here. Good. That's your first
Just perfect
game of the week. Great start to that slate. Texans Rams, sneaky fun afternoon lineup here because you get the Cam Ward debut, you get a classic rivalry, another classic rivalry with maybe one of the better teams in the league, and then two just kind of fun teams. Interconference,
yeah,
don't play a whole lot. Sneaky good.
Is that in LA or Houston?
That's in LA. In LA. And then the nightcap, great game, Ravens Bills.
That'll be fun.
And then the other side of the NFC North coin here, Vikings Bears on Monday Night Football. Bears favored right now in May, but
off-season champion.
If you're betting on lines in May, I'm sorry, my friend, you have a problem.
You got a problem. As your brother would, I did put a bet on the Seahawks over under.
Yeah.
2 years in a row, I've gotten it right. Over 8.5.
Over 8.5. You know what? I think so. I put my predictions out.
You said 9-6.
So, no, I said 11-6. 11-6.
Oh yeah, 11-6. Yeah. I think that's a good value, in my opinion.
Which is funny because you saw through week 14, I had the entire NFC West at 7-6.
That was hilarious.
I was doing it, and I'm like, I don't feel like I'm being too mean or too nice to any team here. This is pretty realistic. And then it finished with Seahawks 11-6, Rams 9-8, Niners 8-9, and Rams 7-10, or Cardinals 7-10.
The natural order of things.
Yep. Week 2 here, fun.
Hey, I lost your microphone, buddy. I can't hear you. Still nothing. Oh, there we go.
Oh, I wasn't even. Oh, that's funny. I wasn't even off. I was just straight up muted.
There you are.
Happens when I adjust very slightly. I guess it decides it wants to mute me. But fun Thursday night action here. Washington, Green Bay.
That is fun.
Travis Hunter comes to Cincinnati. Look at that season opener, 82 compared. I mean, obviously some.
Everyone's going to be wanting to watch him versus tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
See that he's going to switch jerseys between offense and defense.
Is it? I didn't see that. No, I didn't.
Yeah, 12 and 21. It's like it just seems like a pain.
Really? Why would he have to do that? Because DBs can wear 12.
I know. Maybe I got by a hoax, but
yeah, I was gonna say DBs can wear 12 nowadays. So, which back in the day, actually, that brings up a good question. Before the number changes and DBs could wear like single digit and digits in the teens, like. Would he have had to wear multiple jerseys? Or would he have just had to report every single play?
No. Because he wouldn't wear 50 to 79 or 90 to 99. He would have worn an eligible jersey.
Right, but there was no jerseys that both receivers and DBs could wear.
Yeah, but DBs and running backs.
Oh, that's true. I guess he could have been a running back and been in the 20s.
20s, 30s.
A running back who splits out wide exclusively.
Yep.
There you go. Okay. That's interesting use for a running back, but I respect it. That's true. I didn't think about that. That's a good call. Ben Johnson returning to Detroit here in week 2.
Oh, they're going to get stomped.
Oh, absolutely. Let's see. Other fun matchups here. Let's see. DK Metcalf, revenge game.
That'll be fun. Dude, Mike McDonald's going to put him in a box because he's going to know just everything about DK. And Aaron's going to be his quarterback?
Super Bowl rematch here in the Tom Brady game.
I don't know how that's not prime time.
Yeah.
And
the game of the week's actually is usually more of a draw for networks than the primetime games.
Yeah,
actually, which is why a lot of times like the best game of the week is like the CBS or Fox late game.
Okay. MPJ.
Yeah, no, hey, Michael Penix versus JJ McCarthy, national championship quarterback rematch. They meet again.
I think that's going to be a tough defense for MPJ part.
Oh, yeah, it will be. First Monday Night Football doubleheader. That first one, Tampa Houston's fun. That's a great game.
I love Monday Night doubleheaders so much.
What'd you say? Sorry.
I love Monday Night doubleheaders so much.
Yeah, oh, they're fun. They're fun.
One of the best innovations of recent times from the NFL.
I honestly wish they had done a Monday Night doubleheader every week.
They should.
They should.
It's awesome. I think it gets trickier when teams start having buys.
That is true. That's because then you just have less games to put on Sunday, let alone, especially like Thanksgiving week when you lose 3 games to Thanksgiving and another game to Black Friday.
Yeah, now you have the Black Friday.
Yeah. Miami, Buffalo. Hey, Miami doesn't have to play in Buffalo in the cold this year.
They're thinking the schedule them so much for that.
Hey, just wait till you see their December schedule.
I will say this: the Seahawks got a pretty damn favorable schedule for opponents you can't control, but just like
the order.
No international, no back-to-back East Coast.
That is too
many 4 10 a.m.s. Not bad at all.
The Bengals schedule's funny because they've got 2 stretches that are going to be like tough. And then, but the rest of the schedule is, actually... I'll show it to you in a second, but I want to look at the Dolphins' schedule here first. So, after December, when the Dolphins start to freeze, They have to go to New York, to Pittsburgh, play the Bengals in December when the Bengals are usually pretty good.
And it's cold.
And well, no, that's in Miami though. That's in Miami.
Okay.
But still, though, they're frozen at this point. And it's actually this is a night game too, so it's gonna be a little colder. Go to Tampa, which okay, who cares? Not that because Tampa's not good, just because the weather won't be a factor.
And
then
it's
to
in
the
state.
Patriots, and it's in state, right? So I mean, not that the Jets and Steelers and Patriots are necessarily terrifying you, but those are three cold cities in December.
Yeah.
And then your two home games are against two teams that are going to be good. So we're looking at another December freeze in Miami.
Do you remember when the Seahawks did a prank on their players of a fake schedule reveal?
I do remember that.
And Quandre Diggs thought it was real hours later. And like they're like, yeah, you're playing on Thanksgiving and Christmas, and you're going to Germany.
Well, speaking of playing on Thanksgiving here, so here's the Bengals schedule. Here's what I'm talking about. Where easy start, pretty easy start. Then they have 5 straight games against playoff teams, and like the Steelers, I'm not super worried about. But 5 straight games against playoff teams. Then Jets, Bears, Steelers, Patriots. Nice little reprieve there. And then Ravens, Bills, Ravens. But then you finish with Dolphins, Cardinals, Browns. It's like this stretch and this stretch are the only stretches in the whole schedule I'm worried about. But that is 7 full games right there. So you lose all those and you're at best 10-7. But it's just kind of funny how the schedule worked out. It's like all their hard games are all back to back to back, but then they get like nice little breaks here and there.
Oh, the Seahawks got a week 8 bye too, so pretty good stuff for the Seahawks.
Sure. All right. Into week 3 now. Let's see. Storylines. Bengals go to Minnesota. I don't know the storyline there, so I just want to point it out because it's highlighted. Rams Eagles rematch of the only competitive Eagles playoff game from last year. I'm surprised that one's not prime time. Let's see. Not a lot of storylines this week. Looks like Tom Brady's going to Chicago by the looks of it for the Cowboys-Bears game. Oh, Detroit-Baltimore. That's a good Monday night matchup right there.
That'll be fun.
I was going to say, this is kind of a lame week until I got to that. That's going to be the headliner for that week.
College football week.
That's college football week, exactly. That's kind of before conference play starts, though. So it's like, it's
Damn
still
it.
not.
That's still a cupcake week. Damn it.
Here we go. Thursday night here. Seahawks Cards.
Unfortunate. That's
Very
a bummer.
unfortunate. It's like, yeah, Seahawks. I mean, any night. If it was prime time at all, it probably would have been tough. But especially Thursday night. It's like,
yeah, it's just not possible.
But
unfortunately, but the Cardinals don't play the Lions this year, right?
No, not that more of.
Damn. Bengals? No.
No, they do play the Bengals, but it's in Cincinnati.
Ah!
I know. Yeah, no, Lions game. That's the thing that pisses me off about like the rotation they're doing for the 17th game is the NFC West game will always be at the AFC North when we get back to that point of the schedule. So like the opportunity for the extra like, oh, AFC North team could potentially come west, so I could potentially go see the Bengals. Like, nope, too bad. You don't get that. So that's a bummer. But let's see what other matchups we got here. Oh, Jane Daniels versus Michael Penix.
That'll be fun.
That was a fun game last year.
The person who should have won the Heisman. Should have won that game. MPJ just gets screwed against Daniels.
Yeah, let's see. Eagles Bucks. One of the only teams that beat the Eagles last year.
That'll be fun.
Let's see here. Ravens Chiefs. There you go. Jim Nance, Tony Romo in town for that one, it would appear.
Oh no, Jim.
Oh, I don't know, Jim. Let's see. Packers Cowboys on Sunday night because the Cowboys have to have 8 Sunday night games, of course.
I mean, that's just classic NFL there, though.
Right. And then and we got a Monday night doubleheader, Jets Dolphins, but then Bengals Broncos.
That will actually be fun.
One of the best games of last year. Granted, it felt like every Bengals game last year was one of the best games last year. But this one they actually won, so it was
that one, good. That one looks like a Thursday night football matchup. The first one, Jets Dolphins.
Yeah. Jets Dolphins. Oh, it feels like those division matchups where you're like, do either of these teams really deserve to be in prime time? Always look like that.
Those are just like, I feel like every Jags Titans game is a Thursday.
Oh, absolutely. I'm gonna take a bathroom break real fast. I'll be right back if you want to talk about Week 5.
So Seahawks are going to be playing Primetime, I believe that. That's the Vikings game. That's the Monday Night Football is going to be. Oh wait, no, that's Jags. Shoot. Oh gosh, where is this? Oh, Tampa Bay. Oh, thank God. Tampa Bay is never a fun place to go for the Seahawks. It's always way too hot. But a little matchup between expansion buddies, expansion franchises. So that's always a fun one. I think Mike McDonald's going to melt Baker's brain, though, like he did at Cleveland. Poor Baker. But that's going to be a fun matchup. Let's see, anything else that peaks the line here? Vegas versus Indy's got a battle of tight ends and fans. Detroit versus Cincy. That is a fun one. That's the Daniel versus Beau Bowl. We gotta have him on for the podcast for that one. Beau's just shooting me down. God damn it! I just saw that, Beau. I still stand by it that Mike McDonald's gonna melt Baker's tiny little brain. Oh, real barn burner for the top overall pick. Giants versus Saints at the Superdome. That's got punishment game written all over it. I think Denver at Philly could be a sneaky upset. I think that could be a fun one. Houston at Ravens. We hope that could be a fun one last year. It really wasn't. If they can return to form a little bit. Titan Cards. Boring. Bills. Patriots boring. Vikings card boring. Thursday night football. Divisional. That could be interesting. But we all know how those ones should go. Some days going to eat this one. Chiefs at Jags. Maybe that could be upset with the Heat, but I don't expect it to be. Duval.
The number of Duval jokes during the schedule review videos yesterday was fantastic.
It was. I don't know how you can screw that up. That's like your only thing.
Yeah, I was listening in. Yeah, I do agree that Mike McDonald will have his way with Baker, but I listened in on that and I was like, wait, hold on. I've got a you're fired hot shot moment. I can't let this go. But yes, we knew that week's Lions Bengals. We have to get Daniel back for that one.
I will say this though. I forgot what I was going to say.
I will say this though. Proceeds to not say anything.
There's a line already for the Browns Vikings game. The only one.
What's up?
There's a line for the Browns Vikings game.
Oh yeah, my Brown. They just got the whole Browns schedule in. They're underdog in every game.
Oh God, poor Kevin Stefanski, man. He's a good coach, and it's just set up to fail. coaching for this awful franchise.
Hey, Bill Belichick was the coach of the Browns, man. I'm pretty convinced they're just cursed.
They are cursed.
I
like Jim Brown and Paul Brown, both of them sold their souls to something to be good.
Yep. Unfortunately, the Paul Brown curse lives on with his kids, but that's my cross to bear. Yeah, no, Lions Bengals is gonna be very fun. Hey, that's gonna be the first Tom Brady calls a Joe Burrow game.
That'll be fun.
I'll be looking forward to what he has to say about him. I like when I got a hot take about Tony Romo here because I know we love hating on him and I love hating.
I love Tony Romo though.
I will say when Tony Romo is calling a game that doesn't involve Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen, I think he does still have it. It's just he gets so in his bag with glazing those guys whenever he does call one of their games. It's just abysmal.
Unbearable.
Yeah.
Remember when Tony Romo really had it and he had the Corona Tony Romo hotline? You ever call into that? I did.
Hey, funny enough, Tony Romo's first year was 2017. His first year commentating was 2017 when Mahomes wasn't starting yet. So I really think ever since Mahomes became more of a thing, he's slowly lost it more and more. But again, when he doesn't call Chiefs games, I actually think he does a pretty solid job. Uh-oh. Did I lose you? Uh-oh. Rob fell off. That's okay. He'll be back in a second. Let's see here. So I'm gonna get my week 5. Let's see, week 5 thoughts. This is all week. Washington Chargers, Texans Ravens, Broncos Phillies fun. I know we said already, but the classic punishment game of Giants Saints. Decent Thursday night game there in San Francisco, LA. New England Buffalo here. Let's see, what's my... Oh, man, I gotta go get my charger here in a second. KC Jacksonville might be a sneaky, interesting game. Uh-oh. Rob's saying his internet went out. Let's see. I'm going to check in on him, see how he's doing. Might expand this into a 2-part episode. Checking on him. We're getting an update. I'll keep moving along here though, so we got time. Week 6 here. Eagles Giants, mandatory. Giants have to be in prime time. Let's see, Broncos and Jets, sending them to London. I'm sorry that happened. And Broncos are good still. Storylines. Chargers, Fins. We got the Herbert Miami game. There we go. Yeah, he has to reset his router. We might make this a 2-parter. But I'll keep you posted. Yeah, Chargers Dolphins. The Tua Herbert game. This game always guaranteed to generate headlines, especially with Manuel Acho, so that'll be funny. Niners Bucks, rematch of a good game from last year. Seahawks Jags, rematch of a game that ended in fist fights back in 2017. Saxville, they are not anymore. Rams Ravens has the makings of a great game. We'll see if the there is obviously the fact that Lamar excels against NFC teams. So we'll see if that narrative holds true. Bengals get another headliner game here, too. America's game of the week in a row. When they travel to Green Bay, this time Romo's on the call. That'll be a fun one. Little 2020 quarterback matchup between Burrow and Love there. That has makings of a really, really fun game there. High scoring for sure. Pats Saints also in the late window. That's the game of the week right there. Lions Chiefs on Sunday Night Football. Perfect choice. I'm surprised they Fox or I'm surprised Fox didn't try to make a claim on that one, but fantastic choice for a game there. And we got another fun Monday night doubleheader here with Buffalo Atlanta. So we got looking at Josh Allen versus Michael Penix, of course. Love us some Mike here in the big spotlight game. And then we also are looking at Caleb going to Washington. Rematch of the Hail Mary, no Brown Hail Mary game from last year, which was another instant classic. Ended Tyreek Stevenson's career, not actually, but actually. I think he got him benched. I'm pretty sure he got him benched. So that'll be a fun rematch there. We'll see. Hopefully they're able to put up more than 13 points this time. Because that was definitely a rough look. Okay, yeah, it looks like we'll be doing a two-parter. Tony Romo killed my internet. Rob's saying Tony Romo killed his internet. So, that sounds like a plan. Too much glazing. Yeah, Tony Romo glazing killed Rob's internet. So I think we'll log off there. We'll call this part 1 though. We'll call this part 1. This was a really fun episode though. Had a great time. Wish Rob could be here for a sign off, but tomorrow night we'll be back. We got through week 6, so we'll do week 7 through week 18 tomorrow. And we're gonna roll from there. Let me just pull up week 7 here. But that is it for this edition of the West Coast Draft Podcast, part 1 of our schedule breakdown. Didn't even make it through half of the game, so that's a little bit of a bummer, but that's all right. We'll be back tomorrow night for part 2, and we're gonna keep rolling through the schedule and have a fun show about it. So that is it for this edition of the West Coast Draft Podcast. If one of us glazes too hard to the point where it breaks the router, all of us glaze too hard to the point where it breaks the router. One of us hit like, all of us hit like. One of us subscribe, all of us subscribe. Thanks for watching, folks. Drive safe.